The split Vendetta portion of this playthrough was provided for free by the developers at Egosoft. Space. It's pretty big, and there's a lot of it. These are the voyages of Captain Sokka. My mission? To start with one ship and 10,000 credits, and make a name for myself. Will I trade? Will I fight? I don't know. But join me, won't you? This is X4, a roleplay series. Sokka's log 8250210. We planted a satellite at the Split Trading Station and repaired it so Bozo could get the financial records. We snuck aboard the coffin ship and went to Heart of Acrimony 1, the Boneyard. There we were arrested by the Split, but let go because we were more curious than dangerous. We met the Court of Curbs, a Split group that wants to overthrow the patriarchy, and were recruited. In order to prove our worth, we had to kill a Zyarth Patriarchy Cobra and donate 1 million credits. In order to prepare for an attack on a station, we fitted the Free Family's cargo drones with spacesuit bombs. After a successful raid, we escorted Slave Trader 2 away, and now we are ready to see what else the Free Families has in store for us. Alright, Mr. Wingman, we're heading to the Boneyard. Keep her nice and steady, if you please. Hello everyone, welcome back to Sokka's Space Vlogs, and in the meantime, between the last episode and this one, I put the victory through a little bit more strenuous combat. We took out a Xenon station here in Fires of Defeat, and there were quite a lot of fighters that actually took out all of the subsystems on the victory. We're talking all turrets, all engines. The King got away relatively unscathed, and I got to help out my service crew a bit by repairing every single turret, every single engine, and every single thruster, and didn't have to pay a penny for repairs. It would have been a steep repair bill for sure, but getting my crew some experience, for example, say Mr. Zever Selden here, 1.5-star engineering. So yeah, I'm thinking those with higher morale, well no, old Addy, a 2-star engineer. So getting some engineering experience for my crew here on the carrier is going to be paramount if we start pushing deeper into Xenon space. For now, we are heading back to the Court of Curbs to talk to the Free Families. We did what they asked us to do and took out a Zyarth Patriarchy Cobra and proved our worth monetarily by donating 1 million credits. And yeah, so we're heading back there to see what they want from us now. In the meantime, also, we've gotten 10.1 million credits, and I think what I would like to do is get another station going, and I'm thinking maybe perhaps something to sustain a workforce. If we look at the logical overview, we have no workforce here. Plenty of graphene made, but if we could keep churning out hull parts, that would be awesome at an increased rate. And old Bozo Ta has actually been really good on the research side. We got the habitat module hack. So I can go from station to station and see if I can steal a blueprint for some of these habitat modules, as they're fairly expensive, and anything I can do to save some money is the better. I do have to work on teleportation range too, getting those advanced electronics, NVidia and plasma conductors. Let's see if the headquarters has any of that actually coming. That is another big question. We have a trader going out to find these things, and indeed Antigone high-tech traders bringing 203 more plasma conductors, but it looks like advanced electronics are going to be very rare, as well as the NVidia, so I might have to do some manual trades as far as that's concerned. We're full up on graphene, but the Talati and Argon are going to be making purchases soon. So one thing I want to do is I will take a perusal of the encyclopedia, see exactly what we need to sustain a workforce. I believe it could be medical supplies and food rations. We'll see how expensive those components are, those production modules, or I can try to find some stations with those modules and see if we can sneak a little bit of thievery, well, from our Argon friends. Borrowing would be the operative word, So what I'll do is I'll take one of those little fighters, probably the new one that we just got from the free families, and see exactly what I can do while the Victory and King head to the Court of Curbs. An hour to find 5 spacefly eggs. Now this is for the Hatikva Free League, but that's some extra money. And I actually think we have 5 spacefly eggs on us, and if not, we're in Argon Prime.
I knew I could count on you.
We can definitely
Mission
find it.
interrupted. New mission activated.
All right, so is that here? And do we have the 5 spacefly eggs on us? That would be really cool indeed. Yeah, we got 7. Hey. All right. Well, shoot.
Docking granted.
Yeah, we'll just hop on over there and deliver those. I was going to save them for caviar, but with that bonus and access to extra goods, I'm certainly not going to say no. Oh, geez, what's going on? All right, back up. Try it again. Luckily, we're not on a timer. Well, I mean, we are, but we're like already here and got the stuff. So it's not like we're on borrowed time. All right, there we go. We'll land her nice and easy. And probably drop this off at the bar.
Successfully docked.
It's an honor to have you aboard.
Yeah, I know. And it's a good thing that we're dropping this off now, because these space flags are illegal in Argon space, of course. So we'll offload these, get the bonus.
Can I help?
And deliver that.
Great work.
So 209,000 got that opportunity knocks, and now we have access to a black marketeer.
Can I help?
Show me your
go.
wares, and do we have anything illegal we can sell? So 2 security bypass systems and a security slicer. 16 modular triggers. Oh, so she's selling those. Okay. We have no unstable crystals, but we do have 2 AGI processors. So get rid of those
Good luck out.
illegal goods. And now we have a place in Argon space that we can offload our illegal stuff. So that is all well and good. All right, so if we can get some food rations and medical supplies production going, we can supply a workforce. And then that's pretty good. If we can keep that up, we can then supply workforce meals across Argon Prime whenever we build a new thing. So let's just stop by the shipyard then and see exactly how much food ration and medical supply production is. So Argon medical supplies are $1.6 million for the blueprint, and looking at the food rations is another 1.9, so 2, 3, call it 4 million for the blueprints themselves, and the big thing is habitation, and even the small is 11 million credits. Basically all of our money to build habitation. So if we can steal, if we can borrow a habitation module blueprint, then that would be outstanding. But that is neither here nor there. But the Victory has arrived at the destination in the Boneyard, way the crap up here, where we need to go. And there is the Ravenous White. So what we can do is we'll fly back on over to the Victory, get to the Ravenous White. Yeah, the Ravenous White. And then if we have to go somewhere on the way back, we might try to pilfer some blueprints from one of these factories, especially if we can find a medical supply factory. If we can snipe something from the Zyarth Patriarchy, that would be awesome, since we're really not on the up and up and we're planning on, I guess, blowing them up anyway. So, off to the Ravenous White for our, I guess, next assignment. Victory and King holding station in the Boneyard, and just in front of us is that monstrosity wedge of the Ravenous White. So we'll be docking shortly, and we'll see what this Court of Curbs has to say. All right, looks like we're coming in the backside. So it's a one-way hangar. That's always good for organizational purposes. Yeah, we're just going to park alongside all of these ships here. And we're in the back corner, so it's easy to find our parking space. Definitely don't want to take the wrong ship. But to the Court of Curbs.
Hello, hello.
Alright, so we can't hire. Your morale is off the chain, though, there, Zoo Tupult.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Alright, to the Court of Curbs. The room with water on a spaceship. Alright. Talk to Lei Tashin. Alright, when can I meet your patriarch?
Patriarchs? Ha! Only dead patriarchs here. This cabal of curbs. Curbs, leave shackles of patriarchy and bring Gust to Gult vision to conclusion.
Wow, that is unprecedented. They're rebelling
Oh, yeah?
not only against the Zyarth patriarchy, but also against their own patriarchs. I'll start looking
You're trying
into
to
the
go it
local
alone,
curbs
huh?
and try to identify which might have worked against their patriarch's interests.
Alright, so what was Goose's vision?
Finally curb not only patriarchs, but split society. Curbs tired of playing politics from shadows. Free families' patriarchs failed to expel Zyarth's patriarchy. Victory is for Curbs.
Alright, so the free families aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, so you're taking matters into your own hands. Do you collude with the Argon slaves?
Escaped slave returned to free others. Slave rebellions force patriarchy to compromise. Force slave right bills to quell insurgent Argons. Old desire to like compromise. Keep him alive. Slave rights anger free families and increase our numbers. Under patriarchy oppression, escaped slave welcome to free more. Old Zyarth's compromises weaken patriarchy.
Alright, so what is your next step?
With patriarchy occupation weakened, we focus on logistics. Pilot,
Sure.
deliver fleet. Details later.
Pilot deliver a fleet. Okay.
Right. I think that's all we need to know for now. As
Sure.
predicted, your choice has created a series of opportunities for us to influence the political landscape of the Gate network to our liking. Both the Zyarth Patriarchy and the Cable of Curbs have a chance of uniting the free families under their
Cable?
rule. Maybe not all of the free families. There are still the occasional pirate bands and mob bosses. Given enough time and effort, we can decide the outcome of this conflict in favor of either the Patriarchy or the Curbs.
So
But
this
for
is
now,
where we choose
feel
sides.
free to lean back for a while and brood over our discovery. Even Bozo would agree that you've earned it. You know where to find me once you're ready to support either faction with substantial investments.
Alright, so we got to talk to Dal Busta. And I imagine he is at our headquarters. So we are done in the boneyard for now. We'll be heading back to more familiar space. And that's going to be interesting. So this is the point where we choose to support either party. And as I was saying, this cabal of curbs, or cable of curbs, has this massive carrier and all of these ships. I might have to do some more research as far as the patriarchy is concerned to see exactly what all they've got going on. But for now, we're just going to take off from here, get back to the Victory. And this is the time I think Dal told us to relax and do our own thing for a bit. And if they want us to deliver a free families fleet, I don't think we are within good standing to do that. If we tried to purchase a ship from the shipyard, which was, where in the gravy was it? Yeah, it was over here. So if we try to buy ships and we say, let's say a Rattlesnake, we need the free split capital ship license, and that is a 12 million base, and we don't have enough for that. Plus, of course, we don't even have the standing. Where are we sitting with the free? Factions, factions, factions. I always lose it. Factions. So free families, we're at +5. Military ship license is +10. Yeah, we're not needing a capital ship. So we only need to boost our relations by 5 with the free families. And there are plenty of free family stations over here. So if anybody over here has some jobs for us, or maybe even some blueprints we might be able to steal, possibly. Do you guys make any food over here? You guys make any medical supplies? No, it doesn't seem to be, but we might be able to snag a habitation module all the same. So we'll get on the victory, get the victory down to free family space, and then see what they want us to do. See if we can help out and at least boost our reputation. Looking out the right window, there's the victory and the king, and you're thinking, where are we? Well, we are on the Best Buy, who has picked up all of the things necessary for Bozo Todd to continue his research, so we're heading down to Grand Exchange anyway, and yeah, I figure we might as well do that. And once we get this teleportation range researched just a little bit more, that will allow us to jump to 5 systems out. So once we do get to Grand Exchange, we won't have to send a ship too far to come pick us up. Mainly, I want to get down here, 1, to talk to Dal, and 2, so I can warp to the Hornet, who is a little bit damaged, but our very first ship still alive and kicking in scale plate space, with some Hatikva stations as well. And yeah, I figure might not be a bad thing to try to maybe claim one of these unclaimed systems. If we look at the encyclopedia here, yeah, it doesn't say that it's owned by anyone. I'm not seeing that there's no governing faction, so we can basically plop down a station there for free within 2 jumps of our Grand Exchange headquarters. Actually, yeah, 1 and 2. So if we did happen to put a station here next to the superhighway, that would be pretty cool. And then provide workforce for, say, the Paranid Trading Station, or you know, stuff to supply the workforce if the scale plate have any workers. So some possibilities. But yeah, victory is leading the way, and we will be at the Grand Exchange momentarily for you, and in a little bit for me.
Hey there, partner. Where have you wandered
Hey,
off
Dal.
to?
You said, take a load off. I'm sure Bozo Ta would agree. So I'm taking a load off and riding on the Best Buy. And now you're impatient? Don't worry, I'm on my way to you. Alright, home sweet home at the headquarters. We got to Profit Center Alpha and finally got close enough to teleport to. So let's go talk to Dal and see what his thoughts are as far as this free families patriarchy deal. Hi, Dal.
How's it going? You made it.
Yeah, how about the split connection?
Ready to make a change? All right. Here's how it's gonna work. I've taken the liberty of dividing our diplomatic effort into a few clear-cut steps. Each step will require serious investment and decisive action. Don't expect change to come at the push of a button. I'll always do my best to predict the political and economic outcome so that you can gauge whether it's worth your time and effort. Have a glance at your briefing and personal log whenever you're uncertain. I'll sneak in a few comments before and after each step is complete. Of course, once you're happy with the results, you can always pull back and leave the involved factions to their own devices. There's no need to work through the entire process immediately, or even at all. Capital. Let's take a look at the current state of affairs.
Alright, so no purchase necessary, void where prohibited, you can cancel at any time. Interesting, so what can we achieve?
Both the Xyarth Patriarchy and the Cable of Curbs have a chance of uniting the free families under their rule. Maybe not all of the free families. There are still the occasional pirate bands and mob bosses. A stronger patriarchy would have more resources to fight the Argon Federation, its allies, and whoever else they might decide to fight one day. The Curbs, on the other hand, would be an additional enemy for the patriarchy, which would relieve the pressure on the patriarchy's other foes. Our choice comes down to strengthening or weakening the patriarchy. Both options have their merits.
Alright, so can I side with the slave?
That sort of cultural change is too big for them to swallow, and far from popular with a split. It is a society based on thralls and slave labor, after all. The patriarchy will enact slave rights, but only until their Argon enemies are defeated. Afterwards,
so patriarchy don't like Argon. That makes our decision pretty easy.
They'll abolish those rights even faster. Patriarchy stations do treat the enslaved a bit better, but as long as there are split stations, there won't be an end to slavery. The Curbs, on the other hand, support slave revolts, but only until the patriarchy is driven out. They have no genuine interest in helping them. So, to help the slaves, the first priority is not to let the patriarchy fall, and to support them in defeating the Curbs.
So patriarchy will fight the Argon, but if we want to save the slaves, then we have to help the patriarchy. So do we side with the Argon home? I think we do. So what do we need to do?
Either way, we're delivering a fleet.
A
It's
fleet?
Just that in one case, it'll be riddled with bombs, which they're clearly not going to like. Also, if you side with the patriarchy, then we'll need to inform their authorities to coordinate our efforts and reap any rewards.
All right, so I've made up my mind. Yeah, support the Curb rebellion. The Curbs and patriarchy will be heavily investing in securing free families. They have the burden of supplying both the Court of Curbs and themselves. This conflict in the free family space could create opportunities for foreign investors. All right, I'll side with the Curbs.
Very well. I'll monitor the Curbs' missions and any patriarchy chatter to make sure they're not planning any successful raids. You just wait until they come up with their fleet requirements. Oh, and keep some caviar handy. You're probably gonna need it.
All right, some more space fly eggs. Hey, Bozo, sorry about the lack of resources. It's coming, or at least a few of them are. All right, so once the Best Buy gets here, we'll have a few more things that we need
Split
for
fleet.
Bozo's.
Sending fleet specifications now. Pre-requested the
Oh,
fleet
and here we
report
go.
back to Accelerator. Pilot formally invited to Declaration of Curbs. Let's celebrate Court of Curbs here. Politically capable and good.
All right, so we need to deliver a separatist fleet. And what exactly does that entail? So, we need a rattlesnake with some travel engines, a large shield generator. Well, at least it's Mark 1s, aside from the thrusters. That's 3. With repair drones. Okay, so it doesn't say how many. Then 10 Dragon Raiders. What in the world is a Dragon Raider and how much is that going to cost me? Dragon Raiders. All right, so we're looking at 5 million or so for the Dragon Raider. Another 5 plus 15, another 20. Let's say 30 million that we need to get to supply that separatist fleet. And I mean, yeah, we're slowly and surely making money here, but they may just have to hold on to their horses a bit. I think a station would be pretty beneficial. And of course, we do need to finish the buy order for this teleportation. So we need 288 more advanced electronics and 50 NVidia and a couple hundred more plasma conductors. So that's where we're going to spend our money first. And I'll look for a place for a station and see if we can get some food and medical supply production done so we can try to supply a bit of a workforce. And while we're here, we'll visit Captain Flot Londa here in the
Elite
very
Vanguard.
first ship in the Hornet. And we'll give her a nice repair. Let's not bomb it. Nope, repair laser should be fine. And at 75% health, this shouldn't take too awful long to do. I'll wait until that door closes. That way I know we're in good space. And then we'll just boost this thing right up. And yes, indeed, it is going up quick. This light scout ship doing the work. And, yeah, so it's going to be pretty expensive to get that fleet that the Free League, or the Free Families want. So I think it would be a better use of our money to make a factory that can give us all the things we need. Let's go ahead and warp back to the Grand Exchange. See ya, Hornet! It looks like the cheapest plot around Argon Prime is going to be 151,600 for a 5x5x5. So we'll just put it right down kind of south. I mean, kind of within shooting distance of this one wouldn't be bad, as I'm sure traders are going to be moving from place to place. So we'll go ahead and place that there. We'll buy the license for 151. And we can go ahead and start some construction. So as far as dock modules, The tea is going to be okay. We'll put that right on the corner if we can.
We would like to remind all visitors to visit.
All right, so tea in the middle. We may have to extend out just a little bit, but that is fine. Then we'll do 3 mediums and 6 basic. Let me see exactly what kind of storage is going to be needed here. So in order to make a food ration, we need meat, spices, and wheat. Interesting. And to make meat, we need water. And to get water, we need ice. So that is going to be the production module for water production. Okay, so we're going to need water production. And just like the rations, we need spices, water, and wheat for medical supplies. Hey, Aaron, I know that you're mining for our hull part factory, and I applaud you for your good work. But here's what I need you to do. Stop what you're doing just for a minute and send me over to the equipment dock, please. Thanks, Aaron. I really appreciate this. I'll just hop out. Don't worry about me getting home. I can manage. I just needed to get here. Thanks, Aaron. Have a safe trip. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll do that. Shoot. Tell you what. All right, Aaron, as you were, where are you? There you are.
Awaiting orders.
All right, so as you were. Thanks, Aaron. See you later. All right, time to see exactly how much the spice and maybe water production is. I don't know if we'll be able to steal those blueprints.
It's an honor to see you here.
So, modules production. All right, so wheat production, we needed that, and that is going to be 2.1 million. Water production is only 265,000, so that's worth a buy. And then we also needed spice, and that's going to be 1 million. So do we just bite the bullet and get wheat production, spice production ready to go, and then once we get all that, we can do, or did we need meat as well? And we know meat. Awesome. So then food rations is another 2. So for 5.3 million, we can at least start producing food rations. Sure.
Good luck out there.
I think we'll have enough. Let's look at our schema and see if we can get a factory that looks decent. So here is what I've come up with, everyone. This is the Tracy Olvia Rations plant. So we have a large dock with our small docks right here. Lots of container storage, 1, 2, and 3. We have our meat production, our food ration production, energy cell production, spice production, and wheat production with our liquid storage just on the other side. So basically what that looks like, our energy cells will be made from our sunlight. Ice will be made from, or will be harvested by a miner that we're going to have to get. That gets transformed into water. The water gets moved into the spices, the meat, and the wheat, as well as energy cells in all these. So we need to be pumping out energy cells like crazy and water like crazy. Hopefully, we'll have enough to keep up with that demand. And then all three of those are made into spices, meat, and wheat, and all get funneled down with energy cells into food rations. And all of those are container storage minus the ice, and that's why we only have one solid. But if we need a whole lot of ice, we might have to expand and make some more room. But it's going to take 2,178 Claytronics, 4,000 energy cells, 7,000 hull parts. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to limit the trade rule setting to be my faction. And then the hull parts will also be my faction only to try to save a little bit of money and get our traders moving in. What I'll do is I'll start at 50% of the value, just to see if I can sort of coax some cheap folks into coming in and giving us Claytronics and, well, it would be the Claytronics for cheap. 6 million. So we're going to give them 1 million to get started. We'll confirm that and then hire a builder, hopefully an Argon Prime. Anybody? Yes, the Antigone. So that is going to start, and I think that is going to be a good stopping point, everyone. So just south of our main property here, our Saka's Sweet hull parts, we will have Tracy Olvia rations. So in honor of Tracy, who is our first fallen team member, we will go ahead and name a station in her honor, as well as go ahead and pull some money out of these as well. And once we get this up and running, hopefully this will turn us a profit, as food rations are needed anywhere there's a workforce. So, you know, if any of these have workforces, they're going to need some food, and Tracy Olvia rations will be there. But that will do it for me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. And, yeah, trying to make that money to provide the free families with a rattlesnake and 10 other ships. It's going to be exciting. So hope you tune in Wednesday. Between now and then, I will probably run some off-camera work to try to get the that station built and get some income in. We definitely need to get another miner on order for some ice. So yeah, look forward to the hiring of a new ice miner once all of this stuff is ready to go. So I'll see you then.